Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and yes, of course, continuing on with the Transformers marathon. Now, we've come up to the second live-action Transformers film, Revenge of the Fallen. Yes, the second installment of the Transformers franchise. Not long after the first Transformers film, already a sequel was underway. And yeah, because, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, because, even to this day, it's very mutual. There are those that have enjoyed Revenge of the Fallen, but those that have not. And, it didn't receive that well from critics, but, people don't need to listen to what the critics have to say about a movie, you don't have to agree on their opinion sometimes. You get my point. Just saying. But anyways, all right, so read the description / the story. 2 years after he and his Autobot friends saved the Earth from the Decepticons, Sam, once again played by Shia LaBeouf, faces a new battle: college. Meanwhile, Optimus Prime and the Autobots are working with a secret military organization and trying to make a home for themselves on Earth. When an accident deception known as the Fallen rises up to wreak vengeance, Sam and his girlfriend, Michaela, once again played by Megan Fox, must figure out the history of the Transformers on Earth and find a way to defeat the Fallen once and for all. So yeah, I myself thought this was pretty good. I remember when the trailers were coming out and all the pretty funny stuff that was shown in the trailers, and it looked like it was going to be epic. And I think it was a pretty epic sequel. I mean, maybe not the best, but still, So literally, as I read, Revenge of the Fallen takes place 2 years after the first film and, when the first film came out. And, as I read, the Autobots and the military, joining forces, taking on the Decepticons that are on Earth. And Sam is preparing for college. I think he moves to a different, state or something, because, even at one point, Michaela had to fly down, to see Sam, because it was very important, what was going on, and, the details and stuff that happens in the film. So, yeah. And, the Fallen, basically, because these Decepticons that have been on Earth, and even say when, millions of years ago, we had, say, the tribes, and the tribes, they encountered the Fallen, those Decepticons. And, even say Sam, he at one point, he had a piece of, the Allspark, yeah, that's right. I almost forgot that word. The Allspark / the Cube. Yeah, that was a big important thing in the first film. So he still has, he basically still has a piece of that, and literally, because the piece of the Allspark, affects his mind, and he starts writing these, scrolls, I guess, those kind of, scrolls, Egyptian kind of stuff. You get my point. But of course, with that being all about Autobots and stuff like that. Even say at Sam's home, him and his parents' house, he drops the Allspark, and it literally goes down, and it causes some of the house appliances to turn into bots, I guess you could say Decepticons, and they go on a rampage attacking Sam, damaging the house, and Bumblebee's introduction, him coming out of the garage and him taking out the appliances that turned into Decepticons. And unfortunately, because, with Michaela showing up, it's pretty funny, because Michaela's introduction, her posing in a sexy way, decorating a motorcycle, and it was in the trailers. Like, once again, how Michael Bay, views women, stuff like that, how he shoots his movies, so you get my point. Yeah, and by the way, because speaking of Bumblebee, Sam unfortunately gives Bumblebee some sad news that he's not taking him to college with him because basically freshmen are not allowed to have new cars, something like that. I mean, why? Doesn't that seem a bit ridiculous? Like, I don't know. But that's unfortunate, that Bumblebee can't tag along with Sam. So Sam going to college, and the parents of, we once again get Sam's parents, Ron and Judy, once again played by Kevin Dunn and Julie White. They are hilarious still, and gosh, like, even in the trailers, like, Judy found Sam's, as she says, "It's her little baby booties." And when they arrive at college, Ron's like, "It smells like $4,000, however he said it." And good golly, if they wouldn't embarrass Sam enough at college, especially Judy, like, what the heck happened to Judy while she's there? Because, well, they visit Sam, I think, and Judy is just all over the place, and I think she even tackles somebody playing Frisbee, I want to say. Like, what happened to her? Did she get drunk or something? That's far from making this whole thing awkward and embarrassing for Sam, because even, Ron trying to get his wife to snap out of it and just dragging her and carrying her out of there, like, it's pretty funny. By the way, because there was one girl at college that was getting close to Sam, and there's something suspicious about her. And, this, like, hot blonde chick that, is interacting with Sam and, even say, Bumblebee. I think, he does show up, I think. And, I think even Bumblebee, like, realizes that there's something up with that girl. And, Bumblebee, like what he did in the first film, playing awkward music and stuff like that, even like shooting, like, I guess oil in her face and like pulling the brakes, and she hits her head. And Bumblebee knows something is not quite right with her, and we don't know that until a little bit later. The girl's name was Alice, and Alice being played by Isabel Lucas. So there's something about Alice that's a bit off, and again, as I said, Bumblebee knows, and he can detect. And by the way, because speaking of Bumblebee, I feel like bringing this up because I don't know, because is it me, or, I mean, I think, other people have said this, that there wasn't that much for Bumblebee in this film. I mean, like, there was, but probably not that much, especially for him and Sam, just saying. I thought I'd point that out, but yeah. Speaking, and more on Bumblebee and the Autobots, because, we get new characters in Revenge of the Fallen, new Autobots. Well, we once again, of course, get Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Ironhide, Ratchet, and Megatron, of course. And I forgot to mention, and in my review of the first Transformers film, Megatron being voiced by Hugo Weaving. Yeah, like, he was really good as Megatron. I'd say it's a tie between him and Frank Welker being the best voices for Megatron. Yeah, so definitely it's a tie of Hugo Weaving and Frank Welker, so... okay, and the one of the main villains, alongside with Megatron, Fallen, like, literally, that's his name. Fallen being voiced by Tony Todd. Yeah, Tony Todd, he's a big actor, and he's done so much. And, I can think of, say, his, like, characters he played on TV. He was Worf's brother, Kern, in Star Trek, and he was Zoom in the CW Flash show. Yeah. So, yeah, he voices Fallen, and Tony Todd, you know, he's good in anything, and he's good at playing evil, so he was good at voicing an evil Decepticon. There was also Soundwave. We do get the appearance of Soundwave in one of the live-action Transformers films, and Soundwave being voiced by Frank Welker. There was also Starscream being voiced by Charlie Adler, and Wheelie makes his appearance in this. Makes his first appearance in this film, and Wheelie being voiced by Tom Kenny, aka SpongeBob SquarePants. Yep. And it's just pretty funny, you know, hearing Tom Kenny, like, swearing, and even say at one point when Wheelie is in Michaela's garage, and I think, yeah, Wheelie was trying to steal something, and Michaela confronts Wheelie, and she even, like damages one of his eyes, and him, and pardon my French, but, you know, him saying, "Oh, that's my eye, you crazy bitch!" Imagine if it was SpongeBob. But anyways, and also, two other Autobots that, I think, yeah, like, a lot of people thought were annoying, and I don't know. Are they on the same level? Like, this is me talking. Are they on the same level of Jar Jar Binks' annoyance? Probably? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, the two Autobots, named Skids, being voiced by Tom Kenny, and Mudflap, being voiced by Reno Wilson. You know, I thought these two Autobots were fine. Like, they are funny, but they're funny in the annoying way. And gosh, the look of their faces, like, you can tell, because they're the idiots. Like, they start off, like, you know, like, being an ice cream truck. That's what they take the form of, but they do get an upgrade. Like, you know, these, like, mini green and orange Jeeps, you know, they upgrade to those. And, you know, again, I thought they were fine. Like, they didn't bother me. But I have no doubt, and obviously, they annoyed a lot of people, the fans, I guess, you know. But yeah. And also, there was also Wheelbot, being voiced by Calvin Wimmer, and RC, yeah, the female Autobot, being voiced by Grey Griffin. So yeah, I had totally forgotten that RC made an appearance in the film. But anyways, and also Sidewhip. No, I didn't mention Sidewhip yet. Sidewhip being voiced by Andre Sugalisso. I don't think I'm saying his last name right. I apologize. You know me. So, the Decepticons, being up in space, they are trying to track down, you know, a piece of the Allspark, because I think, yeah, apparently the military does have a big chunk of what was left of the Allspark / the Cube. You know, aside from Sam having, you know, that tiny piece of the Allspark. And the Decepticons breaking in and stealing the piece of the Allspark, the shard, you know, the shard piece of the Allspark. And, you know, they're locating and tracking down the Decepticons, that is, Megatron in the ocean, because, as we all remember, at the end of the first film, the military, you know, dumped him in the ocean, you know, him to drown, stuff like that. You know, disposed his body in the ocean, basically. So yeah, the Decepticons, they find his body, he's resurrected, and, you know, they're all under the command of Fallen. Like, yeah, because, like, yeah, as I said, like, Megatron not only being one of the main villains of this film again, but also Fallen being, like, the top main villain. So, you know, the Decepticons being led by both Megatron and Fallen. And also, you know, the Decepticons, like, going after not just the Autobots, but Sam as well, because, you know, Sam is a big part of them, like, because, you know, Sam, after looking at that piece of the Allspark and messing with his mind and, like him writing all the scrolls so fast and like that's what he does. And Alice, more on Alice, because when at one point, as I mentioned, Michaela flying down to, you know, meet and see Sam at college, Alice takes advantage of Sam and like, you know, Michaela at one point like making out with Sam, and it turns out that Alice is a Decepticon in disguise. Like, that's creepy. And, like, seeing her transform, like, seeing, like, part of her face, like, turn, you know, into a Decepticon, and gosh, her tongue stretching out, and still, the tongue and such, like, still being part of that, you know, metallic piece, that chain, gosh, that's insane. And, yeah, Sam is like screaming like a girl seeing that. Well, I don't blame Sam. Like, who wouldn't be terrified at that? Literally, something like that would crap your pants, you know. And by the way, I forgot to mention a new human character that we see in Revenge of the Fallen that Sam makes friends with at college. Leo Spitz, if I'm saying the last name right. Instead of an S, it's a Z. Played by Raymond Rodriguez. And yeah, he becomes friends with Sam, and he joins Sam and Michaela on the adventure and with the Autobots. And that chase, you know, them being chased by the Decepticon that was Alice. And, you know, Michaela has the Alice Decepticon, you know, in front of the car, and about to ram it. And that line that Michaela gives, you know, kiss this, bitch. Like, I remember that line so well, and the other line that I talked about with, you know, the word bitch that Wheelie says. So, you know, even after Michaela destroys the Decepticon that was Alice, the Decepticons, they come in, the one Decepticon that's a helicopter, you know, pulls up the car and flies them to, like, an abandoned building where the Decepticons are at, and Megatron is there, and thus, you know, Megatron and Sam, you know, once again meet, and, you know, even Megatron saying to Sam, you know, come here, boy, you remember me, don't you? And, you know, Sam telling him, you know, you can take me, just don't hurt them. And, you know, Megatron's like, shut up. And literally, because he hits him and he sends Sam flying, and I was like, is Megatron just doesn't care if there's a slight chance that he breaks Sam's neck because Sam falling on those stairs? I guess he doesn't care. And thus, well, Megatron says to Sam, you know, I'm going to kill you slowly and painfully. And the other, like, Decepticons, the tiny ones, like, getting in the side of Sam because, again, what the tiny piece of the Allspark did to Sam. And thus, wouldn't you know it, the Autobots, along with Bumblebee, come in to save the day. Bumblebee saves Sam, Michaela, and Leo, and literally, we go from them being in an abandoned building to the forest, because, yeah, a battle that takes place in the forest, and at one point, Optimus Prime does at one point die, and obviously Megatron is the one that kills Optimus Prime. Like, literally, just, like, not only stabbing him, but blasting through his chest, like a big explosion. Jeez. That's a painful way to be killed. And thus, you know, Optimus Prime, you know, the last words he gives to Sam, and, you know, one of them being, Sam, run. And of course, yeah, word is spread of Optimus Prime's death and to the military. And by the way, two military soldiers that once again appear in this film, Major Lennox and another character that I forgot to mention in the first film, USAF Chief Master Sergeant Epps, played by Therese Gibson. Yeah, I think that's how you say the first name. So yeah, they once again appear in Revenge of the Fallen, and yeah, they're devastated by the news, and yeah, because it's tough for the characters to continue on without someone like, say, Optimus Prime, because Optimus, he was a big leader, and, especially to the Autobots, and to the military. You get my point. And at one point, the military, they picked up Optimus's body, and they brought his body to the military base. And one character, he wears a suit, and he's the dickhead, the asshole, etc. That being Galloway. Yeah, that's literally his name, Galloway, played by John Benjamin Hickey. Yeah, he wears a suit. Yeah, he wears a suit, and he's basically another asshole, yeah, in one of the Transformers films. Galloway, literally, that's his name, Galloway, played by John Benjamin Hickey. Because earlier in the film, Galloway got into a bickering, argument with Optimus Prime, because, him saying to Optimus Prime, you were to... get rid of what was left of the Decepticons and leave Earth, stuff like that. Gosh, get a grip, man. He seems to have a grudge against the Autobots, I guess. I don't know. And at one point, because, yeah, as I said, the military, they bring Optimus Prime's body to the military base, and, Galloway is pissed off, especially at, the military soldiers, Lennox and Epps. And he strips... Lennox and Epps from their duties, their ranks. Geez Louise, Definitely, because, again, this guy is a total asshole in this film. And not to mention, because, yeah, he also wears glasses. That shows. So afterwards, Sam, Michaela, and Leo, they reunite with Simmons, once again played by John Turturro. And basically, Simmons, he has been working at a meat shop, and I think, he mentions his mom. I guess his mom runs that meat shop, and Simmons, joins with them and helps out, with what they're doing. Simmons had some, pictures, because this has to do with Sam and, what the piece of the Allspark did to Sam. Because, as I said, Sam having those visions and writing those scriptures, and, going so fast, yeah, that stuff. And a little bit later, Sam, Michaela, Leo, and Simmons, along with Wheelie, because, yeah, Wheelie joining them. In fact, yeah, because Michaela, she brought along Wheelie, and, taking him through the airport, and, yeah, it was pretty funny. They break into the Air Force museum, I think, yeah, that is what it's called, yeah. And even, say, Simmons, tasing some of the security guards, and they enter where all the aircrafts are, and, they're trying to track down a Decepticon disguised as, a jet and aircrafts, stuff like that. And, another, Decepticon/Autobot that, we get is, well, where was he? As always, I've got the tablet with me, so, yeah, okay. Jetfire, yeah. Jetfire, who once was a Decepticon, now changed his ways and now is an Autobot. Being voiced by Mark Ryan. And Jetfire being an old bot, with a cane. Literally, he has his own cane. And he has some funny moments and, breaking the aircraft doors and going outside. And even at one point, he farts a parachute. That was pretty funny. And during that sequence, at one point, Wheelie is getting attached to Michaela, and he's humping Michaela's leg. Okay, that's weird, but okay. I guess it's for laughs, but no, it's just what the that kind of thing. So, obviously how most people would react to that. And Jetfire, like, you know, because they need Jetfire's help, and basically Jetfire can teleport, you know, with electricity, and also, yeah, because not just Wheelie, but Skids and Mudflap, yeah, they tag along with them as well, and, you know, scenes with them, you know, interacting with the human characters, and even say, you know, Bumblebee, yeah, of course, him tagging along as well. Like, there was like a campfire sequence, and with Jetfire, because yeah, they have Jetfire teleport them along with him to Egypt, yeah, where the pyramids are, the Great Sphinx, and that's where, you know, another big battle happens, and a race to, you know, find the piece of the Allspark, and you know, even at one point, the Decepticons, you know, led by Fallen and Megatron, they basically invaded some locations of Earth, and not to mention, they at one point captured Sam's parents. So his parents are held hostage. You know, they're at Egypt, and the Allspark piece that they found, I think at one point Sam, like, did something on, you know, it was an accident, like, it turned to dust, and, well, the only way that they can use the Allspark, apparently, like, the Allspark, the piece of the Allspark, the Allspark / the Matrix, using it to resurrect Optimus Prime, and it turns to dust, as I said, and that's all they can use, apparently. And as I said, a big battle that happens. Even at one point, another Decepticon that we see in live action is the Devastator, being voiced by Frank Welker. And I remember, like, Devastator appearing in the trailers, and that one Decepticon looked so menacing and scary. What he does, like, swallowing everything. I mean, wow, that's intense and scary. But of course, yeah, the Devastator does get defeated. I think, yeah, Skids and Mudflap, they helped out on that, yeah. And, you know, even say at one point, and to speed things up, like, Sam, you know, it's up to him to do something, and, you know, even telling his parents, especially his dad, that, you know, you've got to let go of me, and, like, he has to do what he has to do, you know, to save the day. And he does the same thing to Michaela, you know, he has her, you know, remain with his parents. And, you know, at one point, it seems like Sam almost dies because of a big explosion that hits him. And, you know, Lennox is desperately trying to revive Sam, and Michaela just breaking down. And I totally had forgotten that there were 2 uses of the F-bomb. I totally forgot about that, because at one point Michaela, you know, says to Lennox, you know, effing do something, because, you know, Sam is this close to dying and trying to revive him. And, you know, I said Michaela, sorry, mispronounced it. Michaela saying to, you know, Sam that, I love you and I need you. Just, you can hear it in her voice and her facial expressions. Just, gosh, because she really loves Sam, and, you know, she can't be without him. And you know what? They need Sam because he is their only hope. And at one point, we see that Sam actually, I think at one point, he is close to dying, and he meets, like, Autobot ancestors, I want to say, like Prime ancestors, because here's the thing, Fallen is actually a Prime, Optimus Prime being a Prime, so yeah. And the thing is, with something to do with the Allspark / Matrix, only a Prime can kill another Prime. No other Autobot that's not a Prime, you get my point. You know, and with this movie, I tried my very best to understand those basics, you know, I did, so, you know, just bear with me. So yeah, as I said, Sam meeting Prime ancestors slash Autobot ancestors, them telling Sam about Optimus Prime, and Sam is revived, and with Optimus Prime's body, yeah, Sam resurrects Optimus Prime, he's alive, and Optimus Prime gets an upgrade thanks to Jetfire. Jetfire sacrifices himself to give Optimus Prime what he had, and yeah, unfortunately, Jetfire sadly dies, yeah. And Optimus Prime gets an upgrade to take down Fallen, because even at one point, some of the Decepticons, including Megatron, flee. They get out of there, and that's the last we see of them. And obviously, Megatron coming back for the third film. So yeah. So again, Optimus Prime getting upgrades, you know, and he defeats Fallen once and for all. And yep, the battle is over. And of course, the Autobots and the military, they once again won the battle. And yeah, all ends well for our characters, you know, especially because, you know, once again, Sam and Michaela having their, you know, romantic moments, and Optimus Prime having another speech, you know, saying, "I am Optimus Prime." Yeah. You know, great way to end the film. And I think, yeah, because if I remember correctly, one last scene we get during the credits, we see Michaela on her bike and Sam riding along with her on the bike, and, you know, they share a kiss, and yeah, the credits continue to roll. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, you know, I thought was pretty good. I didn't think it was that bad, and as I said earlier, you know, because this film getting, you know, very mutual, like heavy mixes, you know, people liking this and not liking this, yeah, but there are a lot of people that do enjoy Revenge of the Fallen, and me too, as I said. And how do I rate Transformers Revenge of the Fallen? Good question. It's on my mind, yeah. Yeah. 8 out of 10 stars. 8 out of 10 stars for Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. And what about you guys? What did you think of Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, the film itself? And what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review video a like, as always. So, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video / review. And of course, the Transformers Marathon still continuing, and up next, the third film. Take care, and peace out.